Good evening. Tonight, let's discuss the difference, the choice, leader or dictator. Right now, and this is not just for this election cycle. I hope that this will stay on YouTube for a long time, because the difference between a leader and a dictator is a very, very broad gap. You see, a dictator tells, demands, uses force to force the people to do what the dictator wants the people to do. A leader shows by example how to fulfill the needs and wants of life. President Trump is a good leader. He is showing through his policies that he's running this country quite well. Now, if it were Clinton, she would be dictatorial. She would want to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, whether or not you can do it, whether you can have food, health insurance, whatever. The usual dictator wants to take everything they can from the society that they are dictating to, and leaving the people broke, really, with absolutely nothing. Just enough to live. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, when they were heavy into communism, really heavy, and there was poverty big time, a lot of them, all they would do was drink vodka, and the only real food they had to eat was potatoes. That's bad. And if you look at North Korea, they're even worse. The dictator, Kim Jong-un, he has taken everything from everybody. There are people in concentration camps, work camps, in camps. They're not allowed to know what's going on in the free world, or even in the communist world of Russia or China. They're just not allowed to, because Kim Jong-un doesn't want them to have the realization that there's freedom out there, that there's a possibility they could live making their own decisions, making their own money, deciding how to spend their money, deciding what God they want to worship. You see, in a dictatorship, the dictator says everything is under their control, because they feel they are the moral superior to everybody. They say that whatever they want you to do, then you can do it. Now, they say there can be free education. There can be free health care. That's just to sucker you in. The word free works. The problem is, they can't back that up. They can't make it happen. It's impossible. There is no way And another thing that they're trying to do is to be able to point the finger at democracy, the republic, our president, who is a leader. And in places like California, where they have a Democrat governor and Democrat mayors, they want to be able to point to President Trump and say, it's his fault that all this poverty is happening. He's the one that's in charge of the entire country. That's a lie. Because they are in charge of their states and cities. And their states and their cities are falling apart. There's homelessness. There's joblessness. Because the Democrat Party is turning socialist, really. And they're trying to take everything that they can from everybody. In California, New York, Washington State, they're trying to destroy. And I got a feeling, a theory, that they're doing it so they can point the finger at President Trump and say, no, we can't reelect him. Look what he's done to California. He's destroyed it. Look at what he's done to this country as far as the coronavirus. What has he done about the coronavirus? Well, what has he done? He's closed the borders. There are certain countries that are not allowed to have flights come into the United States. One of them's Italy. One of them's South Korea. One of them's Japan. Because the coronavirus is spreading like wildfire through those countries. We don't want it here. And President Trump is doing his job in protecting this country from not only enemies, but disease. And I'm sure that the Democrats are applauding this disease, the coronavirus. They're probably saying, oh, hey, now we can really point the finger at President Trump. It's his fault this happened. No. It started in Wuhan, China. Okay? Not here in America. And President Trump didn't put it in an envelope and mail it to China and say, here, have this. And then spread it all over the world, and then half the world will die. No. That's not how it worked. They're saying it either came from a lab or from a market in China that had bats. And other animals, of course, but they're saying it comes from bats. The Democrats are going so far left, they're almost communist. I mean, like within a hair of communism. And if you want to vote for Bernie Sanders, who is a communist, you're going to lose everything. If he got in to be the president, you'd lose everything. And if you want to vote for Biden, that man has lost his marbles. He's not altogether upstairs. He really isn't. So I really don't see either one of them getting in. But we've got to remember, a socialist dictator will take everything. Every last dime, every last freedom. I have a motorcycle, and I love riding my motorcycle. In the Green New Deal, they want to get rid of fossil fuel burning engines. Then what do? I can't even drive my truck because it burns fossil fuel. So does my motorcycle. If the electricity went out, I couldn't start the generator to keep the electricity going. None of that. You see, they're using the media and this coronavirus and climate change and the stock market as reasons to promote paranoia in the people of this country. They're saying, oh, the stock market's crashing and it's going down. No, it's not. It's fluctuating. Just like it always does. The stock market does that. Climate change, that's a lie. That's a blatant, full-faced lie. Okay? There is no such thing as climate change, except for the 4 seasons. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. That's the natural way that God made the world to work. And as far as health goes, I was watching a thing on, it's from PragerU, and it's about Canadian and American health care. And it showed how bad the Canadian healthcare system really is. It's hideous. A guy goes to his doctor for some reason, I can't remember what it was, but it was some kind of something that could be fatal. And he goes to his doctor in Canada, and the doctor says, oh, we can get you in November. And the guy's all, oh, yeah, that's not too far away. He said, no, not this year, next year. So the guy would have had to have waited a year to get what he needed to get done, because of the health system in Canada is basically what Obama was trying to do here in the United States. It doesn't work. You see, the Democrats want to take away your responsibility. And in doing so, that takes away your freedom. Your freedom to choose your doctor, to choose your health insurance plan, to choose the things that you need to stay healthy. But they also want to take your money. They want to do away, and Biden was talking about this, he wants to do away with the tax cuts that President Trump has already put in place. And then he wants to have O'Rourke, was it O'Rourke? Who was one of them, one of the candidates. He wants him to be the gun czar, to take all your guns so that you cannot protect yourself from anybody or go hunting for food. He wants to take away all the guns. Forget the assault weapon idea, which is stupid. A cast iron skillet is an assault weapon. A stick is an assault weapon, if it's a big enough stick. They're getting ridiculous with everything. They think that we can't think responsibly for ourselves. They have to think for us. They have to spend our money for us, so that we don't spend it on foolish things like gasoline to travel from where you live to where your parents live, so that you can spend some quality time with your parents or relatives or old friends. They want to take that away. They don't want you to have that. They don't want you to have anything. They want you to live in misery, in starvation, dehydration, the cold of winter and the heat of summer. That's what they want. They want to take it away. Listen to Ocasio-Cortez. The Green New Deal. Yeah, right. She's nothing but a snot-nosed, spineless brat. And I wouldn't trust her with anything. I wouldn't trust her running a bath. She's a child. She has no idea what life is about. Now, back to dictator or leader. Our leader, President Trump, is a follower. They say that the best leaders are the best followers. So who does President Trump follow? He's got the highest seat. No, he doesn't. You see, God, the Creator, has the highest seat. He's the one that's above all. He's the one to follow. Jesus came to this earth, God incarnate, the Son of God, Jesus. He's the one to follow. He is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So why wouldn't you follow him? He's the one that knows everything. He's the one that knows how each individual thinks. He's the one that knows how different groups think. He's the one that knows the path, the true path to follow to real life, good life, peaceful life, united life. We can't let these liberal Democrats that follow nobody, that have these wild, crazy ideas in their mind that they are the almighty, moral, standard-giving people. They're not. If they can't follow, they can't lead. They're not following. They're listening to themselves and each other. And all they have is nothing. And they want to take everything. So what is it? Each election cycle, you have a choice. A leader, one who leads by example, so that you have something and someone to watch, to see, this is how we live life. Or a dictator, somebody that tells you what to do, when to do, and how to do it. One that takes everything from you and leaves you with nothing. And just allows you to die. It's up to you. Every election cycle, it's up to you. That's all I've got for now. I ask that you pray for our president, that he will be reelected for his second term, and that God will protect him from all the evil that's being hurled to him constantly. I ask that you pray for the police, military, first responders, and such, that God will keep them safe and bring them home in one piece to their families and loved ones. And I ask that you pray for those who are ill, that God will heal them, and that God will remove this virus from this earth so that we can carry on living without the stress of wondering if we're going to catch it. I thank you for watching. My name is William Ferguson, and this is Common Sense.